Prime Minister Perry Christie is responding to criticism from the Free National Movement for considering borrowing more money from China, especially with an already ballooning national debt.
The Prime Minister, who was in Trinidad meeting with the Chinese president over the weekend, said the Bahamas is set to benefit from two separate grants totaling $13 million. But Mr. Christie told reporters outside Parliament today that his government is exercising financial prudence and says the FNM is in no position to criticize his government when it comes to borrowing.
I don't understand what the FNM is, and especially if it's the deputy leader who's the minister in the government. I mean, her government broke the record in doing that kind of thing, and everybody knows the capital development budget is funded by borrowed money. So the point is, if I'm able to borrow more cheaply at 2% as opposed to 6 or 7%, it makes sense for me, since I have to borrow it in the right way for the right purpose. But listen, we are on our way, I think, to exercising fiscal discipline. It has been indicated that our targets have been met. There's every indication that if we continue along the lines we're going, that we are going to be seen to be a very successful government in the outcome that will be achieved, and that is being able to bring order back to the finances of the country.
Now, aside from the grants, the Chinese government has also made available $3 billion for countries in the Caribbean to borrow. But the Prime Minister could not say just when or what or how much his government is willing and able to borrow.
We know we have the problem with the fishing hole road. We know we have the problem, meaning that whenever there's a hurricane in Grand Bahama, you can't get to the west of Grand Bahama. That's a major problem that might need a bridge, whatever it needs. We know that the glass window bridge in North Eleuthera now only has one lane and therefore is challenged, and we need to do a new causeway, which is another major capital expenditure. Looking at jobs, we know that we may have to use some monies to lengthen the runway at the Marsh Harbour Airport to cause more flights to come in, to transform the airport in Exuma, again, where Sandals is bringing a lot of flights in, and where we're going to put an additional $3 million a year into Exuma. And so to get a return back on it, we have to look at the fact that Exuma doesn't have a dock, a real dock, and that the dock that was contemplated by the FNM is still in shallow waters, and we may have to go to another part. So these are questions that the government of the Bahamas will make policy decisions on based on our priorities and based on the fact that we only want to borrow so much money in a given year.